tuned to Rural Supplementary Educational Center Television, RSEC TV, a service of BOCES.
Cherry Valley is an 18th century village located at the northeastern edge of Otsego County on top of a picturesque plateau. Founded in 1740, it became an important outpost of civilization. Its most historic moment occurred on a cold day in November of 1778, the famed Cherry Valley Massacre. An invasion by Indians and Tories left the frontier village in ruins. After the Revolution, Cherry Valley became a thriving community. The Great Western Turnpike made this village a bustling success. It quickly became noted for its commerce, learning institutions, and industries. Cherry Valley was to lose some of its industry and commerce due to the famed Erie Canal, but the tranquil life, friendly people, forested hills, and clear air are still in abundance. Also in easy reach of Cherry Valley, one can find access to those things which draw people to cities. Included in these are shopping malls, opera, sporting activities, college classes, and a number of other cultural events.
Cherry Valley Junior School.
So it's on the ER.
You know, the split between the E and the M, the M and the B, stretch mark is on the second syllable.
You want that repeated, Michael? Repeat that, David.
Remember, the split between the E and the M, and the M and the B, the stretch mark is on the second syllable.
Okay. Shell's doing together, I hope.
Yeah.
Go.
Together. Split between the O and the G, and the H and the E, and what? The second syllable.
Curtis, I think you're next. Aren't you enemy?
Enemy. Split between the N and the E.
Our Student of the Month assemblies and see some of the recognition we accord the students. Another factor which I see as an advantage for small schools is that citizens interested in schools have more power to affect change on a personal level. A third, the opportunities exist in small schools for unique activities such as peer counseling, extensive field trips, and curriculum innovations. And finally, small school officials generally have an opportunity to get to know the students and their employees on a personal basis and are highly visible in the community.
What do you see as the disadvantages of a small school?
Well, some people say the quality of education in the high school and the courses are not up to par, that it doesn't compare with the quality of education provided in other schools across the state. I would say to that, have those people see Mr. Don Drake, our high school principal here, ask him to relate to you the number of students, the percent of students who are taking Regents exams, the percent of students who pass Regents exams compared to the rest of the state, and finally to tell you some of the about some of our students who have gone to leading private and public institutions like Cornell, Yale, RPI, Albany State, Morrisville, and Delhi.
How would you assess the educational program in Cherry Valley?
I would say what I would like to do is have you go out and talk to the people who actually run these programs. For example, some people say that small school districts cannot afford to provide a remediation program, cannot afford to give these students the help they're going to need for so that we obtain very good marks on the New York State PEP test. I say have them go and see Mrs. Margaret Yearden, who coordinates our elementary and remedial programs. Ask her to see what the results are of our children in the PEP tests. Some other people say that we are unable to provide, small schools are unable to provide quality education programs in modern, up-to-date computer laboratories. I say go see Ron Straight and Kevin Yost and ask them to show you our program of hands-on K through 6 computer education, and to especially ask Mr. Straight about some of our advanced computer courses in the high school level. Some people say small school districts can't provide enrichment programs for their above-average students. I would say to that person, go see Mrs. Donna Thienpont. Ask her to tell us about her Excite program that she has here in Cherry Valley. There's some people who say that small school districts can't offer high school equivalent diplomas. They can't offer classes for pre-vocational and vocational subjects to adults. I would say to that person, go and talk to P.J. Johnson, who coordinates our adult and community ed programs. Let her tell you about the 50 people who are going to get high school diplomas. Ask her about the numbers and the types of courses she has every fall and every spring here in Cherry Valley. There are some people who say small schools can't offer a real opportunity to put on major musical productions or plays. I would have those people go and talk to Mr. Rush and Mrs. Ethington, who are currently combined to the school and community putting on the musical Oklahoma. There are some people who say small schools can't run their own special ed programs. I would say to come to Cherry Valley and take a look at our special ed programs. Most of our children stay close to home. Most of our children are mainstreamed right here in Cherry Valley. And finally, there are concerns. I suspect this is more in line with small schools and large schools, that the discipline in schools is not what it should be. I would have them come to Cherry Valley and take a look at the policy which has been drawn up by students, teachers, administrators, and board members. And I would have them attend one, as I mentioned earlier, one of our Student of the Month awards assemblies where we recognize outstanding accomplishments by students. In short, I believe that anyone who objectively looks at Cherry Valley Central School would come away with the conclusion that yes, Cherry Valley Central is small, but it's a school that it's a small school that does things well.
What major accomplishments have you made since you became superintendent?
I haven't done a thing. All these people who all these people I've just mentioned, the P.J. Johnsons, the Mrs. Yeardens, the Mr. Drakes, all those people, they've done it. It's their programs, and they're the ones that are, really should be credited with that kind of the success for them.
What things do you see happening for the future in Cherry Valley Central School?
Well, right now, probably the most important thing is, of course, our merger study with Springfield. Last night we had our first task force meeting, and we outlined the procedure that we're going to be using to investigate whether the two districts should be combined or whether the districts should involve themselves in sharing more and more services. We have a student representative on that from Cherry Valley. Ms. Smead will keep the students informed. Mrs. Yearden's our teacher member, and she'll keep the teaching staff informed. I think that's probably the next 6 to 8 months. The decisions reached by the task force and the Board of Education will have a profound effect upon education in the Cherry Valley area for years to come.
How about the enrollment of Cherry Valley? Would you say it was increasing?
The enrollment at Cherry Valley during the last 5 years has remained approximately the same, somewhere between 450 and 500 students. Our projections for the next 5 years are that it will remain the same or grow very little bit. And that's a result of the echo baby boom, and we're seeing increased numbers in kindergarten, first and second grades.
How does Cherry Valley Central School District compare with other schools in the area?
Again, what I'd like to have you do is see Mrs. Yearden. I mentioned that you might be down to see her, and I hope she has some charts out showing the Cherry Valley PEP results compared with the BOCES, as average BOCES, and compared with the average for New York state schools in general. Mr. Drake should have some good information on how we stack up in terms of the Regents marks.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Schrader, for sharing your time with us. This is Amy Anderson reporting for Mountain Update.
Hello, I'm Laura Lusk, and I'm here with Cherry Valley's high school principal, Mr. Donald Drake. Hello, Mr. Drake.
Hi, Laura.
How large exactly is Cherry Valley Central?
Our student population in grades kindergarten through 12 is about 450 students. Our graduating classes are usually somewhere between 30 and 35 students.
What do you feel are some advantages and disadvantages for this size of school?
I think the biggest advantage of a school this size is that there's a close working relationship between the students and the faculty. Students really get to know and understand the faculty, and at the same time the faculty knows all the ins and outs of what's going on in the lives of the students, and I think it's a good combination.
Is there any involvement between the school and the community?
Yes, probably the school in Cherry Valley is going night and day, just about 5 days a week, and of course many weekends. The school is available for the community for athletic activities, special events that organizations have. We try to cooperate with the community and the organizations of the community anytime they feel that our facility can help them.
What are some academic achievements for Cherry Valley?
We're pretty fortunate to have most of our students really realize the importance of learning. Our Regents record is quite good. About 10% more of our students than the state average do take Regents examinations, and in last June's examinations, in all subjects that were offered except one, we were way above, or at least on target with the state averages in those Regents subjects. So our students are electing to take Regents level courses and are doing very, very well in them.
Can you give us 3 words to describe the atmosphere of the school here?
One of the key words is cooperative. There's a good spirit of cooperation. So I would say cooperative, friendly, and positive.
Thank you. I'm Laura Lusk for Mountain Update.
Hi, I'm Amy Anderson with Mountain Update, and with me here today is Mrs. Yearden, who coordinates the reading curriculum for elementary students. Mrs. Yearden, what exactly is your title?
My title is Reading Teacher and Coordinator of Elementary Programs.
What responsibilities do you have?
My responsibilities are to teach reading to small groups of children who are not at the level they should be according to their grade. My responsibilities are also to develop and coordinate the compensatory education program in Cherry Valley, to work with elementary discipline, to assist with parent conferences or to contact parents if there is a need for it, to work on scheduling, to implement the retention procedure in the elementary program, to conduct the testing program in kindergarten through 6th grade, to prepare all reports in connection with these things, and to screen new students who come into our system.
Wow. How do parents become involved in the reading program?
Parents are involved in our reading program through the Parent Advisory Committee, which helps us all through the year, and those people are the ones who primarily conduct the Parents as Reading Partners program, which we carry on during the winter months. It is this group that gives us ideas of different activities to carry out, and they offer suggestions for us to improve our program. We also have a group of elementary volunteers who now come into school and are giving many hours to assist teachers, mostly in little duties they can take over where that gives the teacher more time for instruction. We have one volunteer in the computer room who gives a lot of extra hours to help our students.
What are some of the strengths and weaknesses of your program?
Well, one of the strengths, I think, of our program is that we are small enough so that there is good coordination between the regular staff and the remedial staff. And we cooperate in teaching of these remedial students. Also, our strength is shown in the fact that in the last few years we have not had one student who could not graduate because of the state requirements. Everybody has made it, of which we're very proud. Our students have also rated up above the state reference point, and we have been right near the top or at the top in this BOCES district.
What types of philosophies do you use to accomplish your goals?
All students can learn, I think, is my main philosophy, and all students have something that they are good at. And many times I find that by a little praise and playing up the things that they're good at, their weaknesses improve because they realize that they do have these strengths.
Well, thank you very much, Mrs. Yurden. This is Amy Anderson reporting from Mountain Update.
Hello, I'm Laura Lusk, and I'm here with Cherry Valley's Athletic Director, Karen Whiteman. Hello.
Good morning.
Could you tell us what options in sports are available at Cherry Valley?
Okay, we have boys and girls varsity soccer, junior high, junior varsity, and varsity basketball for boys, and varsity basketball for girls. Also in that winter sport, we have cheerleading, and then follow into the spring sports, we have softball for girls, baseball for boys, and golf for both male and female participants. You got to cut that part out.
Okay. What are the goals that you try to accomplish?
Okay, the goals that we try to accomplish are development of healthy bodies and minds of our athletes, development of leadership, cooperation, and sportsmanship, and the development of one's pride in themselves, schools, teams, and community. Also, the time management of how they manage their time, schoolwork-wise, and then their sports. Their schoolwork comes first.
How does the size of the school, what is the role of the school in the amount participating in these sports?
Okay, 52% of all athletes, or 52% of all students in grades 7 through 12 participate in sports. Well, that's probably about 110 maybe.
Are there any athletic programs that carry on into the summer?
Okay, we have an this one is really not a summer program, but we have elementary basketball for grades 3, 4, and 5, and 6. There's a Little League baseball program, a Pony League baseball program, numerous soccer leagues that kids can get into, youth summer recreation, which is swimming, general recreation, and then there's a YWCA basketball league that the girls get into.
Okay, thank you very much for being here with us today, Mrs. Whiteman. This is Laura Lusk for Mountain Update.
Hi, I'm Amy Anderson with Mountain Update. With me here today is PJ Johnson, Coordinator of Continuing Education Program at Cherry Valley Central School District. PJ, what courses are offered in this program?
Well, we have quite a variety of courses. The biggest part of our program is our high school equivalency and adult basic ed program, and that's for people that want to come back to school to get either a high school diploma or just to upgrade their skills to get a better job, or learn a little bit about a computer. The other courses we have are more or less fun courses, and we offer everything from aerobics. We had karate. Computers is one of our big ones. A lot of people are coming in for computers. Typing, bookkeeping, art. We've had some art courses, some craft courses. So really, there's quite a variety for a small school.
Can you know any particular successes you've had with this program?
Well, when we started, we didn't have any programs, so I think what we have now has really come a long way. Up to date, I think we've served approximately 500 people with our program. probably 150 of those have been high school equivalency people, and we've had over 50 people receive high school diplomas. So that part of the program has been real good. The other part of the program is really self-supporting. We've taken enough money to pay our teachers and do our advertising, so it's been terrific. It really has. We've managed to support ourselves, and we've come a long way.
How about the enrollment? Has it increased since you started this program?
The first time we ran the courses, we had 70 people. Now we're up to having over 100 people for each block of courses. We usually offer a block in the fall and another block in the spring. So,
Do you feel this program will continue to be as successful in the future?
I hope so, or I'll be out of a job. Yeah, I think so. I think with the new Regents Action Plan and the requirements for high school students, I think that we're going to get a lot more in our alternative program, in our high school equivalency program. And I think as we expand and find out more what the community wants in the way of fun-type courses, I think we will keep growing.
Well, thank you very much, PJ. This is Amy Anderson with Mountain Update. Hi, I'm Amy Anderson with Mountain Update, and with me here today is Mrs. Thienpont, an English teacher at Cherry Valley Central School District, who also formulated a program called Excite. Mrs. Thienpont, what exactly is the Excite program?
The Excite program is a program which was developed to provide enrichment activities for students who have exceptional abilities in a variety of areas. Students in grades 1 through 6 are involved in a variety of ways depending on their individual needs. For example, one of our first graders, Jesse, has just completed an independent study where he created for himself an electromagnet, and you can see right now Jesse is demonstrating the use of his electromagnet. Jesse did a lot of research, and he learned how to use the library and how to take the information and put it together. My fourth graders, on the other hand, have been working in the affective area, trying to develop the ability to work together as a group, how to communicate and so forth, and how to get along with one another, and how to deal with some of their exceptional abilities. And to give you just a sample of some of the discussion groups that have gone on, we have Stacy here, who was our leader.
Remember the rules of the game. You must repeat what the other person says before you say what you want to say, and you must also and you could not interrupt anyone when they were saying anything important. The leader would have to call on you and then you'd have to repeat what that person said. What is the worst thing in the world?
School, I guess.
Why is it the worst thing in the world?
Oh yeah, sometimes our teacher treats us like we're in kindergarten, or like we're kindergarten.
How are students selected for participation in Excite?
Well, a very extensive screening process begins in the very beginning of the year. We use a lot of data, everything from intelligence test scores to academic achievement tests. A lot of teacher evaluation is included in the evaluation. We have a committee of parents and teachers who work together to screen and then identify the students.
How do parents become involved in Excite?
Parents can become involved in a variety of ways. The most important way, obviously, is to provide information for us on what we can do to meet the needs of their children. In addition, we have a planning committee, and we also encourage parents and community members to come in and work with the children in a variety of ways, either by providing mentorships or providing field trip experiences, or just sharing some interest of their own. So there are many ways for parents to get involved.
Are students graded for their work in Excite?
In some cases, yes. In some cases, no. I never grade a student. I evaluate. I will assess some of their products and so forth. But when an independent study or any project at all is connected with the classroom curriculum in any way, if the teacher chooses to evaluate, then grades might be given. But it's not really the norm.
Well, thank you very much, Mrs. Thienpont. This is Amy Anderson reporting from Mountain Update.
Hello, I'm Laura Lusk, and I'm here with Mr. Yost, director of the high school computer program, and Mr. Strait, who directs the elementary computer program here at Cherry Valley Central. Mr. Strait, what are the New York State Regents requirements, and how have they been met here at Cherry Valley?
The requirements in the elementary school are basically to be able to use the computer to solve problems, and it's stressed in the mathematics area.
Are there any Regents requirements for the high school?
There are no written mandates from the New York State Department. However, they recommend that all students become familiar with computers, and they really would like you to institute that through your math classes.
And what courses do you teach in computers?
Okay, we offer programming courses. We have Computer 1 and Computer 2. Computer 1 is a basic introduction course, and in it we teach word processing, database management, spreadsheets, utility type programs, and we usually spend around 8 weeks on that. And then for the remainder of the semester we spend on basic programming.
And what do you teach to the elementary?
In the elementary, we started right with kindergarten and going right up through 6th grade. In kindergarten, we started with basic logo programming, and we've used logo all the way up through 5th grade. And we are now in 6th grade. We have gone into word processing, use of software, and logo in great detail.
Are there any courses open to the public in computers?
The school through Adult Ed has offered a lot of school courses, some after school, some at night. Both Mr. Yost and I have taught a couple of those. And we also have a lend-out program for our lend-out procedure for letting the computers go out to the community.
Do you have anything to add to that?
I think Mr. Strait has covered it quite well.
Okay, thank you both for being here with us today. I'm Laura Lusk for Mountain Update.
Hello, I'm Amy Anderson, and with me here today is the President of the Student Council, Chris Horvath, and the Vice President, Russell McCall.
Hi, Amy.
Do you think the Student Council plays a big role in Cherry Valley Central School District?
We play a major role in Cherry Valley School District. Every year we have the school calendar, which every class we set up their dates for other activities. We do the selection of cheerleaders, and we set up the school fair every year, and in the spring we run a cystic fibrosis bike-a-thon.
What major accomplishments have the Student Council made in the past?
We help pay for the PA system in the school. Every year we help pay for the junior prom. We sponsor the Halloween and Christmas parties, and 2 times a year we have roller skating.
What goals do you plan to meet for this year?
This year we plan to get a trophy case for the athletic, the sports, and we plan to get a bulletin board out front to announce the activities that the school will be having.
Do you work with other school student councils in the area?
Yeah, this year for the first time we had a student exchange where Vicki Putnam and Tim Horvath, students at our school, went to Skenevis, and 2 students from there came here for the day, and they enjoyed it, so we will probably do it again.
How's the student council set up?
Well, we have the president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, and reporter, and from each class we have 2 representatives, and we have a meeting once every month to discuss what we will be doing throughout the year for special activities and things like that.
Well, it sounds like the Student Council is very active in Cherry Valley. Thank you very much, Chris and Russ. This is Amy Anderson reporting for Mountain Update.
In the Junior High Student of the Month program, we are recognizing a student who has, number 1, shown considerable enthusiasm for her studies. Number 2, who has done excellent class work. Number 3, a student who has an interest level that is outstanding. In other words, the teachers have a feeling that the student really is into that thing called learning. A student who has taken the time to bring things to school to enrich the classroom activity. She's shown considerable maturity in acquiring an education. Jennifer Lundy. Mrs. Lundy. In the high school student of the month, We are recognizing a person who is a member of the Senior Honor Society, a valuable contributor to varsity soccer, basketball, and baseball, one who does an outstanding job in the classroom, a student who participates in many extracurricular activities, including Oklahoma, a hard worker on all class projects and activities, a person who has served well as a class officer and has assumed many responsibilities, Russell McCall. Congratulations to both of you. At this point, this one, though it's early, is our last scheduled student of the month. The committee felt that it might be good this year to just quickly read a list that we're terming our honorable mentions. These are people who have been nominated, but have not, because of the keenness of the competition, been one of the monthly recipients. And the list reads: Margaret Roycroft, Dan Diamond, Valerie Takborian, Krista Fraunberger, Doreen Park, Dan Welcome, Dan Yurden, Linda Auger, Gina Vogt, Tammy Hoyt, Carrie Short, Colleen Lusk, Gordon Sparaco, Diane Dornberg, Kurt Godey, Elizabeth Lusk, Christy Harrington, and Richard Simon. To these students, we also say congratulations. That concludes this portion of the assembly, and we will now have Mrs. Whiteman explain how you may pick up your yearbooks.